Hello, hello, my lovely Virgs. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. If this video resonates with you, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. Virgs, we didn't get very many cards at the onset. We've got Gnosis, Alithia, the Stone, and the Forest. I feel a very grounded energy with you guys. It's appropriate. But it's just this idea of, like an inner knowing that comes through cyclical learning, that grounds you and roots you in the truth of who you are through the experience of yourself, through the recognition of your own shortcomings and your own gifts, and how it is that you can work with those. And I want to say moving forward with the confidence of this new version of you. It's almost like that I'm aware of myself enough to know that I'm not going to build in a burning down forest. And I haven't been in one that's not burning down before, so it's uncharted territory for me, but I'm going to step forward with confidence and an awareness of self and the fact that I am grounded in that. I feel like there's change, and that's why you feel the need to ground in yourself, right? Because when you're not familiar with anything else around you, you are your own best friend, right? And that's just real. Okay. Virgs. Helicopters. That one looks like a medical one. Justice, the Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. Virgs. Well, yeah, I feel like there's this idea of really having to face your fears. And I feel like going back to the last read of just that idea of codependency, right? Because the whole reason that you went into the burning down forest in the first place is because you thought, oh, these people really need me, and because they really need me, then I'll bring value to them, and then they'll, in turn value me, and won't it be great? But realizing very quickly that there's like that underlying tone of codependency that, in the end, you ultimately end up going down with everybody else, right? And having to face your fears and overcoming that, I want to say, just like compulsive need to go into the burning down forests in the hope that maybe this time, like maybe this time it'll work. Maybe this time it'll pan out in my favor. But I think that you're getting swept up in a new opportunity that brings things into justice for you, in a way that helps you to overcome your fears, because I am a firm believer that we are never given more than we can handle, and sometimes we are taken to the brink. We are pushed to our very, 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 last thread before we're brought back up again. But that's because we need to learn, the depths of who we are, and because you can't really understand any idea of who you're meant to be, until you really understand who you can be. The good, the bad, the ugly, right? You can't really connect with other people until you're fully connected with yourself. And that requires self-awareness. You can't depend on other people to be aware of you on your behalf. And that is a difficult lesson for us to learn. But I think that you're understanding that, and you're being given an opportunity that's really sweeping you up, in a way that makes it easier for you to turn your back on the burning forest. And I say turn your back on the burning forest, because I think that it makes you sad, like it always makes us sad when we have to turn away from people that we loved, because even if it was a burning forest, they were still they were still the people that you were with all the time, people that you worked with, people that you rolled with, like however that plays out for you, your family, your friends, whatever. When you have to let go of those codependent relationships in order to really move forward, it makes us sad. That's okay. You're allowed to be sad, right? Virgs. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Lovers, and the Sun. Well, I mean, I love it because I feel like, in spite of the sadness, like the confusion is cleared with this firm understanding and decision that to take action toward what it is that you actually want, toward what it is that you love, towards what it is that brings you joy. Like that, like what would it be like to build in an environment where everything doesn't get burned down and destroyed? Like what would that be like? What would a healthy relationship look like? What would a healthy work environment look like? And it's almost like, instead of being concerned about not being enough to exist in it, you're like stoked at the opportunity to finally be able to do it. I feel like a perspective shift entirely. Um, But I also think a lot of that is coming from the fact that you're more grounded and rooted in who you are and the truth of who you are. And, like you named it and tamed it, like like those shadow elements aren't overpowering you anymore. And you're able to get swept up in the good. Um, I was listening to somebody earlier today, I can't remember who, but they were talking about the idea of, like there are people in this world who literally can't experience happiness. They bottle their emotions up so much so that they can't even experience the good ones. And isn't that just like a sad concept? Not ever experiencing sincere happiness? Well, I kind of feel like that fits here, that idea of like you haven't been able to experience sincere happiness. You've kept everything bottled up in the hopes that maybe you could pull everybody out of this, but you were starting to lose your ability to breathe in it all. And sometimes we don't know how numb we are to joy until we experience like a wow, that made me feel really happy. That made me feel really good, right? Oh, I love that, Bergs. Okay, there goes. Let's see what else we can get for y'all. The Magician, the Two of Wands, and the Four of Wands. The Five of Swords, the Star, the 12 of Wands, the Six of Wands, and the Ace of Cups, and the Emperor. Well, okay, Virgs. I do feel like this, like laying down your weapons, getting caught up in this movement away from the battles, standing in the power of who you are and what you're capable of as a healed version of yourself, that allows you, again, just like there's this energy of being swept up in something positive, something amazing. I mean, the Ace of Cups, the Four of Wands, I mean, these are relationship cards. um, for some of my Virgs, I feel like you're getting swept up in a relationship. It's like the Travis and Taylor status, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna hold this person like Travis holds Taylor. um but there's just this sense of now that I understand what it is to really try and build in a burning down forest, I'm going to hold on to my opportunity to build in a healthy environment. And I'm going to take care of it grounded in the truth of who I am, instead of ashamed of who it is that I haven't been for whatever reason. um I love this, Virgs. Okay, one last card for y'all. And if it's not a relationship, it could be a job. Like I've worked shitty jobs. And since I've worked shitty jobs, I know what it is to have a good job. I know what it is to work with people that I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad that I don't have to go to work every day and be pissed. You know what I mean? Like, what a relief. I feel like even that is just kind of like this, like, whatever it is that you're coming into, it's such a relief for you. It's such a breath of fresh air that like you forgot what it was like to be happy to do something. You forgot what it was like to be happy to like have somebody's name show up in your notifications. You know what I mean? Like that's that vibe. You got the castle, but I'm not ending on the castle. I refuse. I simply refuse. The vision. Yes, because you're starting to see how limited you were when you thought that you would just go in and fix something that was burning down. And I feel like there's a sense of liberation that you're going into something that broadens your horizons, that enables you to leave behind those limiting beliefs and those limiting thoughts that you had previously. And I love that, Virgs. I hope so much that this resonates with y'all. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if it does. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye. Oops.